Okay, we're starting with Alma.
Yeah, Albert and Alexei Rubtsov there on the left.
Yeah, so I don't think Alexei Rubtsov needs that much. Yeah. Well, let him do the work.
Yeah, Alexei underway straight away, pressing his way up the wall. And there he is on screen, Alexei Rubtsov. And this is his flash attempt at this boulder. I know we haven't got a clock at the moment. Hopefully we'll get one up for you so we can see how long the athletes have. And Alexei straight away with that left heel hook. This is the squeezing I was talking about.
That's the exact same beta that the route setters told me that they were anticipating for people to do. And Alma, only 14 years old. 14 years old, didn't climb at any big event even before. Made it into finals. Such a great experience for her.
Yeah, it really is. And it shows the depth in this Israeli team, the potential yet to come. So Alma is underway. She crosses through. And it looks fairly straightforward with this first section. It's not a bad sort of side pull there on that hole.
It's not that bad, but it's really friction dependent. You can see her looking at her hands. And even though we have great air conditioning in Israel, in all of the gyms, something that I don't think in most of the European gyms have, but in Israel, there's no such thing as climbing gym without air conditioning, unless it's a lead wall. But
yeah, I'm very glad you did have that because the heat outside is pretty intense, humidity up there, but luckily the athletes don't need to deal with it. So Alma rests for a little bit, and in the background Alexei goes off to the left, starts this squeezing process once again. And it's one of those ones I think you're going to get leg pump more than you get arm pump on this thing.
Exactly. So it's all about the squeezing with your feet, with your hands. You can see he's compressing now on this big sloper. Yeah, he got his heel hook. We'll see. Yeah, he got the zone.
Yeah, so that's the zone with the left. It's marked with the pink tape. But yeah, that moving from the zone up to the next hole.
Moving from the zone, you have to get this undercling volume, big yellow volume, and go to the left. Yeah.
So both athletes, well, Alexei's brushing. We've got a volunteer brushing over on the right. Sorry about, I don't know if there is a clock for you watching at home. We haven't got one up there, but we'll let you know if we can. So Alexei just cleaning that volume as much as he can. Making sure everything's ready. The holds are new, as you were saying, especially these yellow ones. They've got a very weird sort of texture to them, quite rough, especially the other slab for the men's.
Yeah, I love those expansion holds. Their friction is a little bit different than the other brands, and it is a little bit rough, but at the same time, it's still like fine friction, so hopefully it will last long.
So Alma coming off again. She's really timing her rest. Quite a shouldery move here, which is quite intensive there. So Alexei underway once more. And he's good at timing these things. I mean, he's a World Cup athlete. He's experienced in these moments. He'll know when to rest and when to climb.
I don't think there's someone more, more qualified for those kind of things than Alexei. And by the way, Alexei was here in Israel a couple of months ago. He came to train, to do like a session with the Israeli climbing team, and it was super cool. He really, yes.
Oh, yes, into that huge jug at the top. And that is our first top of the evening. Good to see from Alexei. And there we got a clock as it counts down just in the nick of time.
Just in the last 10 seconds, we have a top. Great performance by Alexei Rubtsov.
Now, this is interesting because normally on the current rules in the World Cup circuit, Alma would not be able to climb. However, we're going old school on this one, aren't we?
We went a little bit old school. It's 4+, so after the 4 minutes, you can stay on the wall and keep on climbing. I kind of miss this rule,
Yeah, look, I understand why they changed it because
for sure.
I've seen athletes staying on for 5 minutes. We're moving to the world where there's deadlines. However, I kind of agree.
I think the most time was spent on the wall after the 4 minutes by Ray Sugimoto a couple years ago. He spent like 7 minutes sitting, crouching in the corner, trying to get out of this weird position. I remember that.
Yeah, it was quite special. Well, we've got it back for right now, so I'm sure people out there will be quite enjoying.
Yeah, so now we have 2 Israeli athletes. We have Geva Levin and Noah Shiran. Nashiran, 20 years old. She's quite experienced lead climber and a boulderer. She stands on the podium a couple of times. And we have Geva Levin, which is the protege of the Israeli climbing. He's the youngest in the...
Well, he's a celebrity, let's be honest.
He's a celebrity.
Big Instagram account, doing lots of powerful muscle up with his brother as well. So they're strong boys, both of them. So Geva Levin is underway. He can't use much of that arm strength in this one.
No, here you need to do something else. You need to get your feet working. You have to core tension. And now he's going for the first bump.
Yeah, staying quite low on this boulder at the moment.
Yep.
And then we'll work his way up high.
So Noah just read the sequence quite well. And she's getting into the corner.
Yeah, she's pressing her way in. Now, the hold itself is up around the corner here. Hopefully our camera's going to pan out so we can see it. And you really only need fingertips on it. There's not much point jumping because it's horrible if you jump. Stretches up, matches for her. So that will be a top and a quick one.
Yep. Great performance by Nashiran.
I'd like to go crazy on her. A little bit unfair for poor Geva, who's still out there trying hard. We need to celebrate our tops here this evening. So Geva is left out alone on the mats to work out this slab. We know it's possible, but it's just one of those boulders that takes a while to get it into the body and work out the movements.
Yeah, I think once you get the feeling right, you feel how much you press with your feet, how much you squeeze with your hands. It gets easier after each attempt. And I think those kind of routes are the interesting ones to watch and to climb, because you see the climber working through the boulder, understanding certain moves, doing those fine-tuning moves, and hopefully gets to the top.
Absolutely. Well, let's have a look at this now. So pressing in, no edges, nothing to really hold into. There's not an undercling on those. It looks like it could be, but it's way too shallow really to get involved in it.
No, just pure body tension.
Oh, yeah, the second one is better than that first one, which is really wide and open.
Yep. The little one is a little bit bigger, but it's more shallow. And on the left one, the zone hold, it's a little bit smaller, but it's have more volume into it. So it's a little bit easier to catch, but still you have to work your feet on a friction-dependent sloper, on those nose kind of things, to get into the wooden volume.
I hadn't noticed it looks like a nose until you pointed that out. There's always a smiley face going on in that.
No, I see 4 noses.
I see them now.
5.
There they are. Literally didn't notice. See, this is why you're here, is to point out things like this. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Golden Holds in Israel. My name is Matt Groom. I'm joined by Leon How do I actually say your name?
Khazanov.
There we go. I think
but we in our family, we're totally fine with Khazanov.
Okay, that's good, because I can't do the very well. I'm getting better.
Definitely.
Gradually. So Geva underway on the first of the noses. I can't not see it now, you've pointed it out. Into the second big nose, slapping around. You can imagine the skin. He's already climbed a lot today with that semi-final round as well.
He climbed yesterday on the qualification rounds, then today on the semis, and now in the finals. And all the holds are brand new in this brand new gym. I mean, it's super fun to set, but it takes a price, the skin price. I think most of the people in the advanced category who climbed on Thursday were bleeding, at least from 2 fingers.
Yes, I think you're right. We've got lots of tape going on as well, because battered and bruised athletes out there. Lots of slips, banging themselves onto volumes. It's been a savage couple of days of climbing.
Yeah, but the psych was crazy. I mean, people were thirsty for like a good competition after. I think the last competition were in the beginning of the summer, so we had a couple months off competition because of the international circuit, and the Israeli Federation didn't organize any competition except the Maccabiah, which we can talk about later. So all the people were like, wanted something good, something competition, some competition climbing.
And the aim of the Golden Hold is, well, I was told anyways, it's hopefully going to become a proper Masters event, similar to Quiff, Studio Block Masters, coming at a different time in the season, though, but that kind of standard. And obviously that's what we're all building towards. Yep,
that's their vision. To have a fun, cool international competition that they set, organize everything. So now we have Namai High, 22 years old, and Geva's brother Ram on the men's. It's weird to say veterans in the them are quite experienced in the Israeli competitions and international, both of them climbing in the World Cup circuit. So we'll see now how they...
Yeah, it's good to have them in it because there has been a lot of pressure, certainly on the sort of favourite Israeli climbers. We think, you know, him being one of them, just to get this far was important. And now he's here, he can just relax a little bit and just enjoy the night.
I'm not sure how much can you relax when you're competing with the world's best, but I really hope they're having a good time. And even if now they don't feel it, you know, because they're stressed, I'm sure a couple hours later they will see it differently.
There's a lot of beer on tap. I'm sure they can relax somehow.
Yeah.
So he presses his way into nose number 2, out towards the smiley face. Now that left foothold has got no texture on it, super slippy, and you can see popping off that. The problem with that no-tech surface is when you sort of hesitate with the feet a little bit, that's when it goes. If you're putting weight through it, it's okay.
You have to have just the right amount of pressure between of slipping and getting some weight off your hands. So I think Boulder is what it's all about. Nama is trying now, get into the corner, and then you have this press move. Really impressive flexibility. I don't think any of the route setters can do that.
I do love it when an athlete beats route setter's beater or breaks it.
Yeah, but I think the interesting thing is when there's a route that you can do with like your pure power, and if you don't have this pure power, you can compensate with flexibility. And I think this is what makes climbing such a great sport. You can bring yourself into and whatever you're strong at into the route.
Yeah, well, she's pressing her way up and makes the top. 2 finger tops on that. Good from her. It's women's number 1. Certainly climbable for these athletes here.
So we have now 2 tops on the first women boulder, 1 top on the men's boulder. Hopefully we'll see another top on the men's. Come on, Yalla Ram.
Go on, Ram. So Ram Levant is underway and going. It's 1 minute 24 on the clock, left of his time. Not really a boulder that he could pull on and necessarily hang around on too long and chalk up on with our rule. Well, I think we're going to see a replay of the top there. Look at that, fingertips on is all you need. And yeah, there is that red herring of the jump. If an athlete gets it and thinks, I can leap to it, because it looks fairly juggy from the bottom.
It is, but I think they wanted maybe someone to do a mistake, you know, to get and then get the realization that they just need to put the fingertips on the top. That's one of the things that routsetters do, you know. It's part of the game of the cat and mice.
Yeah, you lot are devious people. I know this from a long time. Well, they're cleaning the nose. So Alexei, the only one from the men so far to top this boulder out. And look, Ram is holding the back of his left hamstring there, which is a little bit worrying. I think he might have touched that as well in the semi-finals. So it could be a niggly injury for him.
It could be just a cramp, just a muscle. But I think in the modern route setting style, there's a lot. I think 10 years ago, if you'd say, he pulled an hamstring, you would say, how? In climbing, it's usually just injure your shoulders, elbows, and fingers. But with this new competition-style parkour, they need to train on jumping, and they get your feet injured as well.
I think you lot need to bring back old-school crimps. Okay,
old-school crimps, it's my favorite.
Me too.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, crimp your way out of something. Forget these volume stuff. Far too athletic.
No, I'm following the path of Wolfgang Gulik, you know. Just, there's no such thing as too much power.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, Ram is done, though. I think he got the zone on that.
I think he got the zone, yeah. We'll check now
Well, Mia Krampel is up, and she's having a great time. She's staying in the hotel I'm staying at and just obviously relaxed and enjoying the environment here. You may have noticed I put on my Instagram story about her injury. She scraped her leg down one of the volumes and then put a load of chalk on to try to soak up the blood.
Okay.
So
when did it happen?
This was during semi-finals. Yeah, she came up to the medical to try to get sorted out.
Okay, so as a medical student in his final year, I highly not recommend putting anything on your open wound, not chalk. A lot of people putting coffee.
Right, I've never heard that one.
Yes, so many people putting coffee and just just wash it with clean water and get to a medical advice.
Yeah, you can see her legs strapped up there on the right. That's part of that injury. But she's okay now. So Mia pressing her way up. And that's Sergei Luchetsky underway on the left. We're in our Golden Holds T-shirt. And yeah, Alexei Rubtsov is leading the way with a zone, followed by Geva Levan with a zone in 2 attempts, and then his brother Ram in 5 attempts. That's the scores for you. Thank you for keeping me updated, Leon. Leon's the score man next to me here. He's the one with the Wi-Fi connection.
Yep.
And then for the women, we have Noah Shiran leading the way with a flash.
Nice.
Good work. And then Nama after that with the top and 2. So that's the current scores. Mia could not flash this, but she could get it second go. It just looked a bit rushed when she went up for the press.
That's the powerful move that you need your shoulder strength just to pull yourself up between those 2 holds. They're quite good if you get your body position right, but if you do just a little mistake, they just spit you out through the wall.
Now, Mia was climbing in, where was it, Jakarta a couple of days ago. Doesn't look like she's suffering from any jet lag. Looks, as I said, very relaxed to be here. And looks strong during semi. She had a good performance. Not as strong as Jessie Piltz, though, who's coming out later, who looked really impressive.
Really?
Yeah, she looked good. So anyway, that's to come. Mia's fallen twice now, and Sergei is rethinking this slab. Remember, the women's problem on the right, that has that no-texture wooden surface that's really odd to climb on. It's hard to describe it. It's not... It's slippery, basically.
It is. It is slippery. It's like... I don't know. It's like a brand new plate from IKEA.
Ooh, nice.
That's how it feels,
that's
you know.
A good
just
description, yeah.
Plasticky kind of. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's super interesting. You have to be really precise with your feet because if you just miss it just a little bit and hit the wall, your foot just fly out of it.
Yeah, it's a strange feeling. Well, Mia's trying desperately not to use that, but there's a lot of no-text going on those holds. The white surface, you don't want to be standing on that. Look at that drop knee from Mia. Drops it right down to the ground, then pops it off. Sergei drops off the slab early on. So this is where Mia fell on her best attempt.
Yeah.
Committing to that left foot, pressing up on the green textured surface. This is much better from her,
Yes.
slower.
Okay, she got into this position. Now she's getting into the safe zone for the top. It's all about keep your body tension and keep your mind clear and not hesitate right now and just slowly stand up into the hole.
Yeah, shouldn't drop it at this point, as long as she doesn't jump, though. And hopefully she's read this. She read it with Jessie, so it'll be interesting. If she makes a jump, then Jessie's likely to as well. But it doesn't look like she's getting set up for that. Working the feet up higher on the right. 25 seconds, though, so if she falls here, this will be a last chance. And she's, looked like she was almost about to turn towards face the crowd.
Yep.
But it is a stretch of the fingertips for Mia Krampel. This should be enough. And go on, get that left hand in. There he goes. Controlled top.
Nice.
10 seconds to go.
Nice.
Good work from Mia Krampel. Took her a few attempts, but she got there. And Sergei, no top for him.
And our next competitors are Ayala Kerem.
Ayala Kerem will be out next. Apparently my mispronunciation of her name has become a joke within Israeli climbing, which I do apologize to her about that.
I think we're all good. It's already became like a canonic joke, you know.
Yeah.
We almost switch her name to, instead of Ayala Kerem, to Karim, but I mean Kerem. That's the right pronunciation.
Kerem. Okay, Ayala Kerem. There we go. I'll try. Nikolai Uznik. Well,
and Kerem, by the way, it's vineyard in Hebrew.
Is it? I did not know that.
Now you know.
There we go. Thank you. I'm learning so
much. Hebrew lessons now on the Golden Hold stream.
Yeah, I'm not good at Hebrew. It turns out at all. No idea.
Me either.
So Nikolai is underway. Now, he won in Munich, the boulder competition, got cramp in both arms during that, still won anyway. So he's someone who can push through the pain for sure.
Yeah, definitely Nikolai is one of the favorites for the podium. And Ayala as well. She did a great performance, not only in this competition, but through the whole season. And
now, Ayala is someone who occasionally looks like she struggles with sort of pressure of a big moment. Like, you know, she's very good in qualifying rounds and then sometimes can make mistakes. Do you think she'll be feeling the pressure in this situation?
I think she's definitely feeling the pressure. I can see in her climbing right now that she's a little bit hesitating, but I think right now...
Well, it's pretty good so far, isn't it? This is a flash attempt.
That's her flash attempt.
Well, Ayala tops out first go, and that will jump her up to the top of the
I
leaderboard
think,
due to
I
count
think
back.
after like you do the first boulder and you get the thing on, you let the pressure go and you get more into the zone. I think a lot of competitors are really hard with the mental aspect of holding the pressure in such an event on the final when everyone's watching, and yeah, you hear the crowd. Some of the people can get this energy and put them inside of them and use it, and some of the people are a little bit more struggling. It's about experience, and she's young, you know.
True.
So
But getting more experience as
Yep.
she goes. So Nikolai is trying to get involved in this slab. Only one top on this so far, which makes you realize how impressive that was from Nikolai early on.
It is. It's one of the things that we have the reversed order, so the one who did the least best result in the qualies are coming up first. So we're always thinking, okay, he's the guy least favorite for the winning, and then everything mixing up, and that's part of the game. I think that's what makes it so cool.
Yeah, absolutely does. And when a field this good with that top six, any one of them really could come through in this evening. They have so far. So Nikolai is back on, crimping hard on their right hand, coming into the left crimp, and then this pressing starts once more into the nose. Flat with the hands, and crosses through to the top. And he's almost crimping the very edge between the wall and the volume.
There's not too much crimping, but sometimes that's just the little bit you need.
Yeah, fingernails on a seam, sometimes that can be enough.
Yeah, I think in Vail there were like a slab when there was undercling, and I think Megan Mascarenas, she did with the fingernails almost like a tumblecling.
Makes me go cold when I see it. Ugh. So Nikolai's got 38 seconds here, which it's going to be quite tight to get this in that time. You can't go that fast on this slab.
No, but because of it's a 4+,
True.
retro
yeah.
rule, so I think he's saving those couple extra seconds to rest, and then he's going to rest a little bit, then he'll go.
See, I think this is the other reason the rule was taken out, is stuff like this. But I like being old school. I've never commentated with the old rules, so it's quite cool to see for me. Right, so here we go. He's got 5 seconds. Ignore that, though, because as long as he doesn't fall off, he's all good. Right, so the clock runs out. He's on extra time now, borrowed time out on the wall. Floor is lava, can't touch it. He's using that undercling that's so bad. Switches to the sloper.
Come on, man, you can do
Not
it.
even an opportunity to chalk up for him.
No.
Go for it.
Oh, is he now trying something a little bit different?
Come on. Come on.
Nice.
Well, this is using the old school rules
Nikolai
to perfection. Now, the first time you have a go at this, it's tricky. The second time is easier, but he's only got one go, of course.
Yeah, and he switched the way he did the boulder in the last second, which could be risky. Usually the athletes are trying different things, and then on the last go, they have already decided what they want to do, and they stick to the plan. Now he changed his plan in the last second, and it paid him off.
Yeah, and he's one hold away now. He just needs to commit to this last move. It's close. It is an enormous jug, and he sinks into it.
Nice.
Great top from him. Then there's the match, so that will count. And there we go. Old school rules.
Old school rules. Getting some retro style back on.
Good to see. So Nikolai leaves with the top.
Now we can see how packed the gym is, and they warned people that it will be packed, so I'm glad we have this stream so people can enjoy the live action at home. And they definitely, anyone who is in Tel Aviv around should definitely come check this new gym out. Such a great place, brand new holds.
Yeah,
now we have Jessica Pills.
Yeah, now Jessie is looking good. She looked very impressive in the semi-final. Four tops out of 5 on the way through for her. in the number 1 spot. And she needs a flash here to get up to the top of the leaderboard. If she does, that will get her to the top due to countback. So, no hitting the ground for Jessie if she wants to stay in her top spot position.
So, in the men, we have Alexei with a top, Nikolai, as we saw right now, with a top, Giabo with a zone, Ram with a zone. Sergei couldn't get into the zone, surprising. And now we see Anze, how he's doing.
Yeah, Anze from Slovenia is up and going. We're sticking with Jessie, though. She's on her flash attempt. Chalks up in the corner, finds a good body position. And now this is it, where you just have to go a little bit slower here. Don't jump too hard into it. Oh, you can see body wanting to go backwards, that leg. And now gets the left foot up, so she should be in here. Sits right down on that right heel. I think she'll take a second to chalk up and rest here in this position.
Yep. From that position, the final hold looks so far away, and you have to just stand up, reach, and touch it.
There we go. So that top spot for Jessie. She maintains the leading position at the moment. All right, so Jessie came and went very, very quickly. She's done.
Yep.
Anze now brushes the holds. Is that him down there? Yeah. No, 2 volunteers there, and then Anze. There he goes in the green T-shirt.
Yes. So now we have in the women we have a tie between Ayala, Noah, and Jessie. Both of them, all 3 of them flashed the first boulder, and then we have Mia Krampel and Alma Sapir.
George, you can do it.
Right, let's watch a replay. Oh, we're going to see a replay? No, I'm not sure we are.
Yeah, we have the replay.
Oh, there we go. So this was Alexi's first top of that boulder. That was him getting there anyway, but Anze's on the wall. Comes down, has a look around. It's just a body position, isn't it?
Yep.
Nothing for the feet on there. No jibs apart from the one that's way higher up.
Yeah, it's one of those Fontainebleau inspired climbs, you know, when it's all about the body position, open hands, nothing to pull on, and somehow you get to the top.
With anything like Font, he'll spend 4 days falling off everything and then send a 6A on his 5th day. That's my experience.
I will never forget the 5A that I fell on like 5 times.
Oh yeah, we've all been there. If you don't know what we're talking about, Font is a sandstone area in France which has these really weird techie climbs. It's all about body position, less about strength, and this is one of those. Although I think there's a bit of strength required with this one as well.
And I think the most important things in Fontainebleau is the pastry.
True. Although the wine comes a close second, followed by the cheese.
Definitely.
Glad we agree on that. All right, so he's got 45 seconds plus extra time here. And I think he'll use a similar tactic. I think he'll probably try to get 1 more in now. And if he falls, I don't know, it's odd timing for him. He's going to have to jump straight back on if he falls early.
Yeah, I think mentally the switching between the rules is kind of... you have to remember the old tactics. But nice.
Yeah, he climbed quite quickly there. He's got a lot more time, but I suppose he wanted another go, I think, now.
I think so.
So I bet he'll rest right until the last couple of seconds. Yeah, as you said, a mentality shift. It must be so strange as an athlete to watch the clock tick down when for so long you've been trying to race the clock. Right, so his last go. Maybe rushed that one before, but now he can take his time. Oh, but he does slip off, bobbling down. Yep. No top for him. So first round is done. And I think... Right, we're immediately on this boulder. Now, this is an odd one because there's a sit start at the beginning and then there's a potential sit in the middle as well. It's just, it turns out climbing's just sitting.
Yeah, so okay, now we see Alma on the second boulder problem for the women. And it's a little bit, the first one was quite similar in styles, you could say, for the women and the men. And now we have a little bit different. The men have this weird sitting style, pressing thing. You can see Alexei now is fighting with this hand press.
Oh, and he missed the crimp.
Just missed it by a little bit.
He made the stand-up look easy. It's not easy at all.
It's not easy at all. It's actually using all the other muscles that you don't use while climbing. You're just pressing down, pushing yourself up instead of pulling. I'm horrible at those kind of things. Yeah.
There's also a few ways to do it because you can. Apparently, the easiest way is to face out towards the crowd.
Yeah, that's what the roadsiders told me. Yeah, the easiest way is just to sit on the first one, then go to the second volume stack, sit on it, and then just stand up somehow.
Yeah. They explained it. I still didn't understand it. But anyway, that's the theory. Now, the jump around the corner here is quite tricky because that is quite a corner. You can't really see it on TV.
Yeah, it is. It's not 90 degrees, but it's quite corner. And you have to go to a slopey so-wheeled hold and then just fly around the corner to a big, huge jug. It should be really cool when you do it, really spectacular. But it is tricky. It's a matter of attempts.
Alexei nails the crimp this time, got the range, and he's got one move really to go here. That's the jump. She needs to go way more to the left. Alexei jumps, can't hold it. They're getting closer.
Yeah, it was really, really close. Actually, those holds, the yellow ones on the men's route, they are Israeli made by Gravity Blocks, and they're Israeli company who's making volumes and holds. And maybe Alexei climbed on them on the last time when he was in Israel, but all the other athletes who's not around, they don't really know how they feel those boxes, which is interesting.
Yeah, very good point. Now, on to that first one. It's quite a coordination style move for the women here. Yeah. She's almost trying to stop on that first one. If she just pushed through it, launch for the next one, I think it's going to be easier for her.
Yes, she definitely needs to get the momentum from her feet and then keeping that momentum with her hands on those slopey holds and go around the corner. It's quite, I mean, if you just type on Instagram climbing, those kind of things that are popping up first. New school dynamic pedal movements around the corner.
Yeah, and she's 14. I mean, she's truly new school.
Yeah, she's
still at school.
She's still at school, yeah.
Alexei pressing his way up. He knows where that crimp is now. Oh, slightly different into the press. Alexei is quite tall, so it might help once he's stood up into it.
Alexei is tall and is super strong. I mean...
Oh, look at that pinch.
I mean, yeah.
He's showboating around, isn't he? I think he might bat hang. Oh, is he going to bat hang? No. Nearly. Well, Alexei's on form here this evening.
Yep. Alexei is on fire. So we have 2 tops from Alexei. We'll see how the other guy is doing. And Alma, 14 years old. First international event.
Well,
I mean, think how cool it is to come back to school tomorrow and tell everyone, yeah, I climbed in the international climbing competition on the weekend. How was your weekend, you know?
Yeah, seriously special. I just get to talk about it. Right, so here she goes, the launch. You can see the hold she's going for now, that zone hold. It is a big hold, but it is around a corner, and that's the problem. A little bit blind, needs to drive off with the power. And I think maybe the more experienced athletes might deal with this a little bit differently, perhaps.
Yeah, we'll see now how the more experienced climbers. But still, great effort from Alma, 14. I mean, I didn't do anything when I was 14.
Certainly wasn't competing internationally at 14,
no.
I'll tell you that much. And Noah there faces the crowd for the women.
So Noah Shiran on the women's second boulder problem. Geva Levin on the second men's boulder problem. A tricky one for the men. In a different style, tricky as well for the women. We'll see how they're doing.
So Noah lines up her first attempt at this. There we go. So it's that kind of momentum. You can see her start to get it as well.
Yeah, the thing is you have to really go precise with the momentum. If you go a little bit too high, you go all the way around the corner, you can't get it. If you go too slow, you just can't use the sloper as a momentum thing. So you have to be really precise with the velocity of the movement.
Let's see if she's got it second go. Lines herself up for it. 1, 2, closer.
So close.
Got 2 hands on it. Geva faces the audience sitting down. And there is 2 jibs underneath that volume.
Yeah, they are just to have... So it'll be just a little bit easier to sit on it, I think. We already saw it a couple of years... Was it 2 years ago? In Moscow, before the Olympic event. it was World Championships
Yeah.
or European Championships. One of those.
European Jam. That was my first ever proper comp all by myself, that one. So I
Really?
remember it well, yeah. Had to talk for like 8 hours a day. It was full on. So Noah gets herself lined up, and this time even closer.
So close. Okay, Geva's got the zone hold, and now we have to stand up into a hand press. We really can't really see it, but there's a open hand sloper just right there when his right hand, and from that position you have to get into really small crimp.
Yeah, he's close to it. He won't be able to see it. He'll be blind. Oh, and every time he reaches up, he loses a bit of that pressure. Faces the crowd this time. And now he's got it, but he's going to have to re-spin here.
Yeah, so now he's doing like, 180 back, 180 in.
Yeah,
Quite a funky boulder.
Yeah, double rotations and a sit start. Wow, full on. And then this pinch finish, flying with the legs, makes it stick, needs to bring the other hand in, gets it, and that's a top for Geva.
And the crowd goes ballistic. Yeah.
So another top, leaving Noah by himself. Alex greets him on the way out there. Alex looking more hyped than I think I've ever seen Alex look down on the mat.
Alex is hyped. All the Israeli community is super hyped for having so many athletes here. Such a cool event.
All right, Noah's got her hands on her hips. She's getting so close, and it must be frustrating when you're constantly getting two hands on a big jug and you're still not sticking it. You start to question yourself a bit.
Yep. But that's the thing with more professional, with more experienced athletes. They know how to slow down a little bit, get their heart rate a little bit slower, take a deep breath, and then execute it perfectly. You know, learn from your mistakes. Which is easy to say, hard to do.
Yeah, no, precisely. Right, so she jumps again, two hands, and again, just getting pushed away from the wall because she has got to go around the corner, and that's just pushing her body out a little bit too much.
Although she's super close, and I mean, she was already in the hold. It's just the millimeters, you know, to get the in cut of the hold.
And she won't be awarded that zone just by touching it like that. So she needs to do a little bit more to guarantee it. Last couple of seconds for her here. Looks up at the clock. So up she goes once more into the side pull. Gets herself set for this jump. You can see the corner on that camera angle. It really is. You can't see that last hold at all. So Noah Sharan, I think, is done. She is done. So she leaves the stage. No top, no zone for her. We got our clock back on the screen. Thank you, guys. Right, so brother number 2 comes out. Round 11 is up next.
Naama Yochai on the women boulder. She's an experienced climber, as we told already. And I think she's good at jumping. We'll see if she's good enough. Hopefully she is. I mean, come on, Naama.
So that first attempt, we're used to seeing that now. Just a sighter. Meanwhile, Ram has a sit down.
I think there's one thing that Ram is super good at, and this is those kind of weird problems. He's super creative climber. He's super flexible. I'm sure he will find an interesting way to solve this one.
He immediately touches hamstring once more there. I do think he might have a little niggle, which, I mean, he's not going to let it stop him, but it could be that. Or it could just be the edge of that toilet bowl style thing pressing into his leg. It's one of the two.
Okay, we saw now Naama Yochai is trying something a little bit different. She tried hitting with her right hand the flat hold volume, and with her left hand the purple slopey jug. Kind of quadruple kind of coordination thing. Maybe she's overthinking it, and it's just two hands and then go to the jug.
When we're 2 minutes 40, it's the time to experiment, isn't it?
Yeah,
It doesn't need to nail the beater down at this point.
Yep.
So she's working it out, and then you can see Ram as well trying to work something out there.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand how hard it could be just to sit on a hold and touch it with 2 hands and 2 feet.
There's a weird amount of core required. You can see triceps as well standing out because it's hard to stay. And then that slopey hold he's going to next isn't very good either.
No. No, all the holds are bad, and it's one of those body position movement boulders.
You can't smile when you say that. I know what you route setters are thinking.
No, actually, I usually don't set those kind of things. I'm more old school. Uh, just my mind don't think in that direction. So I'm usually not setting those kind of things.
You can see what Ram's trying to do here, but it's so physical as well. And your ass is right close to the ground, and it's so easy just to touch down, and that's it.
But it looks like he
made it work.
Made it work somehow.
Oh, and presses, right. So for the first time, Ram's really involved in this boulder now.
Yep.
An easy traverse out towards the right where there's a jib. There it is for the right hand. But then the second hard move is coming here. And Nama steps back. Has a think.
Nama is thinking. She was really close. Oh, Ram just slipped.
Yeah, that left hand. Look, again with that hamstring as well. That left hand fired off. He's looking frustrated. He's got a minute left, but I bet he's thinking, he just doesn't want to do that start again. And I agree with him. I wouldn't want to either.
Oh, Nama is so close on the women boulder problem. Just hitting the big jug with both of her hands and slipping out.
I mean, we've seen more complicated triple clutch moves, double clutch moves on the World Cup circuit. However, it's the angle of that corner that makes this one so difficult.
Yeah. It's definitely the angle of the corner and the hold that they're jumping to. They're not used to them because there's not, I think it's So Wheel, or maybe it's just another American brand if I'm not confusing. But so they're not used to, because we don't have that many American holds, American brands. We usually import them from Europe, and now we have those. So close.
Used to it now. She's running to the wall, 15 seconds to go, and it's not one of those boulders you can hang around on for a long time. But Ram, watch his left hand. That's what fired off before.
Yep.
So he needs to make it stick as he stands up. Does this time. Blind low, and he drops it, and he's not going to have enough time to go up. Well, he's been sitting down, and now he's lying down. He's going to have to get out of there.
Yeah.
All right, well, he leaves. Ah, so unlucky. Both of them really giving it everything right to the dying seconds.
They had a couple of rough days climbing here on brand new holds, in a brand new gym, on angles that they're not used to, on holds some of them are for the first time they're touching, and it takes some of you, you know.
Well, Mia Krampel's up for this jump around the corner. I think she'll know the fact that none of the women have left before the end. She'll know no one's topped this yet.
Yep.
So if she can get this, she will move ahead. Gives it a brush. And as you said, the beta here is fairly obvious about what you've got to do. It's just executing this.
Yep.
So
it's just about the committing 100% to the move and to the jump. And after not succeeding, just to fine-tuning the amount of pushing and pulling. As we saw now, was a little bit slow. She needs to go a bit higher and faster. But she's trying to figure it out step by step, and that's the right way to figure out the boulder problem at a level like that.
Yeah, I don't think she did commit to that 100%. No, as you said, just trying to work out the range of it a bit.
And she knows it's not about the attempts for now, because all the girls came back after the 4 minutes. So, and you can usually, the athletes know by the audience if there was like a big shout and people applauding. So she knows no one did it yet, so she can take her time and figure out it.
Yeah, there's always two schools of thought with that one. It's if everyone does it, it either puts pressure on you to because you then think you have to do it, but also it means that you know it's possible, whereas Mia doesn't know this is possible yet. So she's going into this, and it depends on how she's thinking about it. You know, is she thinking this is an advantage for me, or is she thinking, oh, it's a really hard one? We obviously can't read her mind, but then there's two ways of thinking about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, what do you think? What would be easier for you?
I think I'd get nervous if everyone topped it. I think I'd then feel the pressure more.
Yeah,
it sort of takes it away from you if you think, well, no one's done it, so I might as well have a crack at it.
Yeah, me as well. I think the thing is that no one did it, and you have a chance to do it. It's a little bit easier on your mind than the pressure of executing it perfectly, and it's all about the attempts. So each attempt takes more pressure on you.
And we haven't talked about Sergey at all. He's got this. Wow, what a move from him! Just straight in,
just pure power
from that sitting. But we saw from Ram how hard it is to generate that kind of power from that sitting position. Impressive stuff from Sergey. Right, there's no tick mark on this crimp, so it's so blind. He turns, and Mir again not getting close on this yet. So he's searching for it, gets it. Now he's going to have to do the spin back to face the other way.
I'm not sure if he got it or he thought it was... Oh, he's pinching it. Wow.
He's got big hands, hasn't he?
It's... Yeah. Wow. Oh.
Yeah, he wasn't quite in the right place. He just wasn't fully facing the right way, I think, before he made that jump. Because that pinch at the end...
Yep, that pinch was interesting.
Yeah.
But I think he's got the way of doing it. He's got the beta right. So now he's going to rest and do just a final attempt for the top.
I want to watch his launch again. That was special. All right, let's see Mia.
Oh, she was close.
Runs into Sergey, who sort of ignores her there. Yeah, that's an indication. It's a very intimate venue, this. And to be honest with you, I quite like it. It's, again, a bit old school, which I like, you know.
Yeah.
It's like the crowd's right there. You can sort of smell them. They're that close. You can hear them shout and breathe. It's really exciting. Got visceral stuff. So Sergey, watch his jump. So he gets there he goes, touches the heels underneath, and then gets the left foot, sets himself up for this jump and just springs.
Oh, nice move.
Really cool to see.
Okay, Mia's going her final attempt. Sergey as well. Their time is running up. We have the 4+ minutes, an old school rule. After the 4 minutes, you can do whatever you want as long as you're on the wall.
Yeah, Mia is done. So no top for her, no zone. No one's got a zone so far for that women's boulder.
No zones on the second bowl problem for the girls. But we still have a couple of more climbers up ahead.
Yeah, so Sergey turns, just crimping on. Better from him, holds the swing, needs to match, brings the foot up. Looking awkward, still crosses over though.
Nice.
So Sergey gets another top. That will bump him back up to the top end of the leaderboard.
So we still have on the girls Jessica Pills and Ayala Kerem. We'll see how they do.
Right, here we go. All there is Ayala coming out. And then Nikolai. All right, so both of them wait for the clock to start ticking. There it goes. Let's see what Ayala can do on this. And Nikolai, well, we know he's good at pushing through the pain. He's going to have to on this because there's some awkward positions. You can see the athletes stretching after they put themselves through it.
I think part of the reason that I usually don't set those kind of boulders is you need to forehand them, and my back is not at the age that I can do things like that to it, you know.
Sounds like there's two old men in the commentary box here
talking.
Old
people.
They're right. My knee hurts looking at this. Right, Nikolai's scrunched up underneath. Now needs to stand. Comes up slowly into the press. Ayala takes her chalk bag off. Doesn't need that. Oh, Nikolai comes down.
Come on, Ayala.
Ayala is there. Right. Oh, she's very low on this and hasn't got enough push yet.
Now she tried going only with her right hand to the sloper and left hand instead of going both hands and generate the momentum from the sloper around the corner. Potentially it could work if you're strong enough with your one hand, but I think the more preferable beta is going with two hands. We'll see right now how she's doing.
Yeah, it's a big catch to land that with one hand, especially with your legs swinging out. So we'll see. 2:30, Nikolai having a look. Love the way they've created that that flat platform with those stacked volumes.
Yeah, it's interesting how you can make an overhanging angle into a slab climbing thing.
Yeah, again, quite fonty, that traverse with the hands. All right, so Nikolai will start to creep upwards again. Pistol squatting his way up almost. Trying to find that black. And the hold he's going for, you can't see it in the shadows, but it's a terrible, slopey black thing, which just hasn't got any real, there's no edge on it.
No edge, and it's a dual tech, so you have some slippery side on it as well. You can see Nikolai's touching his shoulder. It's quite an intense move. It's all about pressing down or up, pressing up. Oh.
Spotters, hands up there to catch her as she staggers back towards the audience.
Yeah, the venue is full in this new Isaac climbing gym here in Tel Aviv. All the people around Tel Aviv and Israel just came to watch. The place is packed. Yeah, the spotters are not spotting only the climbers, but the audience as well.
Cameraman gets in the way of a cameraman there. Almost the athlete. Yeah, there was a hangout earlier on outside. They had burgers, they had pinching competitions, beer on sale. There's a real party atmosphere going on here in the gym.
Yeah, and it's the Tel Aviv vibe. It's always party in Tel Aviv.
I've heard this. Apparently there's always a party somewhere
always a
going
party
on.
Somewhere in Tel Aviv. Yeah.
I think there's one later on as well here tonight. So Nikolai stood up again. He's grasping his left shoulder. Ayala comes... Ayala? Oh, goodness me. I don't know why it's so hard for me. Anyway, she comes closer. Oh, Nikolai pops off that left crimp. He's got 34 seconds. He has got time if he wants it, and he can pretty much sit around on that slab forever. We could see the longest ever post-clock rundown if you wanted to. You could just sit. Don't think he will, though. Ayala goes. Again, not getting it. Gestures to the audience in frustration. It's such a massive hold that she's going to. It's just almost unbelievable for her that she can't get it. You know, it's just that, why can I not get this hold?
Oh, that was so close.
Gosh,
so
she's run
close.
out of time as well. That was as close as we've seen, I think. She got right to the back of it.
Yeah, she got really close. And I mean, when they were forerunning, the gym was empty. And when you think about it, there's hundreds, not hundreds, but at least 100 people inside. And the humidity is a huge factor on those slopey PU holds. And it's a matter of just a couple of millimeters in the angle of making it too easy and you can stop on the intermediate hold, or just too hard, as you can see it now. Hopefully Jessie will do it right now and show us how it's done.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about the humidity. You've got a very good point. Yeah, it's going to be sticky in there.
Yeah, that's one of the things that as a route setter in the competitions in Israel we always think about, because when it's in the summer it gets really hot and humid. Although we have air conditioning, it still could be a major factor on slopey holds. And doing it. Wow.
Yeah, straight away. Confident from him. Seemed to instinctively know where that left-hand crimp was. Wants to match it, though, to get the right hand to jump with the left, and that's a bit of an awkward match. Jessie comes off on the right. Nearly gets biffed by the brusher. Oh, this is a flash if he manages to match. Which he does. What
nice.
Contact strength there.
Wow. And I think Anze didn't do the first one. He did this one. I think that's great route setting. We'll see the results in a bit.
Yeah, we're waiting for the updates. I think there might be, I'm not looking at the YouTube chat, but I think they might hopefully put the link to the results in the chat. Not sure if they have or not. Jessie gets herself lined up. That's much better from Jessie. 2 hands on, stuck it for half a second before coming down. Good work from her. And that will give us some confidence with 2 minutes 38 on the clock. Jessie not competing in Jakarta, so she had a bit of a break to do some training. Chose to come here, and I imagine she'll be off to Japan in a couple of weeks' time. So using this comp perhaps just to get her head back into the comp game. And that's why competitions like this are so good, because it allows the athletes who either want a little bit more experience or to maybe try some things out within their competition routine. It gives them that opportunity. Sticks it.
Great performance by Jessie.
Right, this is a big moment here in this Golden Holds comp. If she can get this, she will be ahead of everyone.
She's already actually ahead of everyone because she got the zone. So from now is just a bonus for the next round, for next boulders. And yeah, you can see this. Nice.
Well, there we go. Pressure on everyone else now. Jessie Pilz gets it done, and she knows how important that is.
So we got the 2 final. Maybe it's too hard, maybe it's too easy. And now we have Alma, 14 years old. first time in such an event on the slab with the brand new gravity hold.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch her knees here. This is where things can go wrong. I'm trying to see if they I think they have put a jib on there now. Somewhere, but that's what we're talking about,
Yep.
that foot bobble. Because, again, it looks quite like it's a ledge almost on TV, but it's so slopey, that angle.
Yes, it's really hard to comprehend the angle, what's going on there, because it's so many geometric shapes right there. But it is tricky. It's about friction, balance. Yeah.
Yeah, and the men's is taking place in the corner. You can just see Alexei rushing the holds, and I have a feeling they're moving the audience back a little bit because their jump is big and you've got to launch for it.
Yeah.
See that jib there on the bottom of your screen, that's new because there was an edge there, but it was terrible because it was just the volume edge. So there's a little bit of something there at least, but she's not actually really using it. Now uses it. Just will help her get stood up.
To get her center of gravity a little bit to the right and to stand up on their feet, because it's all about placing your core and center of gravity on your feet. If you go a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, you just slip right from it.
So, as a route setter, I've always told slabs like this, heels down to try to put the maximum surface. Is it that straightforward? Is there a lot more to it than just shoving those heels?
For me, sometimes it's about the shoes, actually, because some of the shoes are not soft enough and you can't really feel it, so you just believe that you paid 100 something euros worth it, you know. But yeah, soft shoes are a little bit easier to feel the friction. And yeah, it really depends on the climber and their feet. Some people are really good at just placing with the heel, and myself, I don't feel comfortable with putting my heel as a smear. But okay, now we see Alexei, they're flipping around, holding it.
Yeah, it's like a dish-like hold. There's no edge on it. Goes up towards a pinch, and this is the jump he's getting set up for here. So adjust the hands. Now gets the left foot on, which isn't bad, but it's a big jump for him. He makes it. Look at that stretch.
Nice.
And he's so stalled. He was tall. He was almost trying to static his way up there, but had to pop at the top.
Yeah, so the last move we couldn't really saw, but it's a big move into those volcano shapes, cheetah, dual text holds. The outside of it is completely slippery. The inside got texture. And it really depends. We talked about it. The athletes know all of the holds, but those ones, they never know on which side of it is. So it could be the bad side, the good side, something in between, and you have to just to commit and feel it. I think the first jump, Alexei went and he hesitated a little bit because he wasn't sure it's what the situation there, and now he just committed 100% and did it.
So good work from Alexei, and he is looking at the moment certainly one of the favourites to be on the podium, if not win this comp on Boulder number 3 here. So 7 seconds to go. She's going to be able to jump back on and stand around for a while. That beginning as well, she makes it look really easy, but the way she's getting onto it static like this, you could run and jump that can make it a different way, different method of it.
It always looks easy, the slab climbing, but it takes of you, like the energy out of you, because you have to keep your core tight and get really focused on your feet and your balance, and it's not that easy. Although it's not physical as one-hand pull-up, but it still takes the energy out of you.
Absolutely. Tricky stuff, slab climbing. If you know, you know how hard those slabs are. Well, our audience then has settled down into their new position. And you can see some of the other boulders coming up. Boulder number 4 there for the women, slopey. But first of all, we have to deal with this monstrosity of a slab. And that edge she's holding on to the left. The route setter said to me, oh, there's an edge. And I said, where? Because it isn't very good. Yeah, so Alexei's top of the leaderboard, of course, with those 3 tops out of 3. Done quickly as well. He's looking good there for a possible win here tonight. His to lose at this point.
Yeah, now we have Geva on the second boulder problem.
Yeah, Geva wants a brush, so maybe that humidity starting to kick in a little bit.
He's telling the brusher exactly where he wants it to be brushed. And Noah Shiran on the slab on the third boulder problem for the ladies. Working her way through it.
Yeah, Geva looks on that. We get a first chance to look at this boulder. There's a lot of blocking holds that look like holes. So, for example, the starting hold with the 2 green lines, there's not really an undercling there. It's just a block and stop you putting your foot on it.
Dual text block, so you wouldn't use the little crimp as a foot. And just one of those tricks root setters use to force certain movements.
Oh, keep an eye on both of them because Noah's getting closer here. Up towards the final hold, and there's nothing on that final hold. You've just got to be pressing into it, and you can see if you go too quick, you can't catch it really. You have to be stable.
Now we see Geva struggling. He was struggling there in the middle section of the third boulder problem. Tried to put his feet up, tried to compass. The roadsetters told me that putting your heel first and then kind of getting your hands there on the slope is the original beta, but they know it's possible in other ways, even though it's not the easiest. But again, every athlete can find his own way that suits him.
Well, Noah came close on that round and just not as stable as she needed to be to make the final match. But she will have learned from that. Cruised her way through. I took her eyes off her for a second and she was halfway through the thing. And Geva now needs to work this out, this sequence. Turn the power on with minute 50. That first move is really awkward. It's standing up on nothing, and it's one of those moves that makes your heart beat a bit because you have to trust everything immediately.
Yeah, but once you're going into it and you feel the friction of the volumes, you kind of get the rhythm in, and now we see Geva's trying to get his heel.
Yeah, and he's not using the dish part. He's using the slope
I'm not sure why he's doing it, but maybe it's easier.
I think maybe it's just locking off the shoulder a bit better in that position for him. But yeah, awkward stuff from him. Interesting. Let's see if he changes that up on his next go.
Now we can really see he's thinking if he should keep doing what he's done, or should he change it? He's looking at the clock. Now he's calculating probably, should I do it again? Should I switch something? What is the fine-tuning I need to do to get to the top? And I think it's really interesting process in the bouldering competitions.
Yeah, now's the time to commit to a beater for sure. And he is doing the same things he did before, so pressing onto the edge of it rather than using the dish. And he's using that right foot. That's why the root setters blocked it, for that very reason.
But he wanted it to cheat the root setters a little bit, which is, by me, I think it's totally acceptable. I think it's a game.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And there's also another blocking hold. You can see him trying to bring the left heel up and in, but there's another blocker to stop him doing that.
Just a little bit, because there's such a small in-cut that could make the hold a little bit better. So they just blocked it just a tiny little bit. And, but we saw this boulder worked for Alexei.
Yeah, and Noah, having got to the last hold, hasn't got close since. She can't fall, though. She has got time. She's got to jump straight back on. Watch her feet. 2, 1, and she's off in the nick of time. Right, so both of the athletes now.
Oh, now he's got the dish. Yeah.
So he drops back down. So back to the original method for him. Right, so we're in the sudden death moment of boulder number 3. Geva goes.
Okay. Now we still have Noah pressing away on the yellow slab.
It must be so annoying for her, having got as close as she did to then keep falling is mentally difficult.
We can see her trying to get the screw hold just for a little bit extra, which is allowed. You're allowed to touch the screw holes on volumes, not on the wall, but unfortunately it wasn't enough for her.
So she's got close, but no top. She could get the zone, though, on the way through.
Yeah.
She makes her way back through the crowd. Right, so we wait while our brushers clean up the holds for our next set of athletes out. Good final so far. Brilliant setting, has to be said. Really interesting boulders, and that's been all the way through as well. Semi-finals and the quali rounds. Good boulders there.
It was proper qualis and proper semis with really hard boulders. And again, Yarden, Pilpel, and Nimrod Marcos set it by themselves. I think this is the kind of level in a World Cup event because of the World Cup competitors. And I think that for now, they did quite a good job.
No, I agree with you. Right, Ram follows his brother. Let's see if he can do this a little differently. So out to the pinch. Higher up is not bad. Oh, interesting. All right.
Yeah. I told you, Ram is a really creative climber. He knows how to use his flexibility and power. Yeah.
And he's campusing his way up. Forget the heels.
Now Nama Yochai, an Israeli climber, experienced as well, climbed in lots of World Cup events. Yeah. Just trying to figure out the beta for this one, because it's such big holds, but you don't know them, and you don't really know where they're good, and you have to be really creative with your thinking.
Yeah, she was a bit too quick coming across that. She'll adjust things. So
Yeah.
Ram, fascinating. So feet first through that first set of holds, and you could see why it did that, because it just steadied him, allowed to bring that right hand through.
He did add some like compression between those two, not compression, but pressing between those two holes, and just slowing him down and making him able to go to the next hold, and it worked good. Then on the next one, he tried to campus. See if he'll do it again now.
Better this time, slower through this slab. Careful with the feet, but yeah, you can see it balancing off backwards and to the right. So Ram shakes out, facing the wall, just maybe needing a little bit of privacy out there. When all those eyes are on you, it's tough stuff. So he's up using his foot first method that he's been doing, pressing down. Now drops into the dish. Will look for the match, gets it. Amazing contact strength from him as he gets a high right heel up. Deciding not to campus it this time. Comes to the pinch, can only touch it though. Oh, and comes down. Looks to be, I don't know if he's frustrated or in pain there. One of them. I'm not laughing at his pain, of course, but not quite sure what's going on. But yeah, hobbling a bit, battling that hamstring as he has been all the way through. Has a look at the slab.
But even though his hamstring hurts and it's frustrating, you can see he's still smiling, because this event is such cool, such a great vibes. Like the energy inside of this climbing gym, it's something special, you know, because we don't have that many international climbers coming to Israel, and all the community is so stoked and so happy having you guys here. You as well, man.
Oh, mate, it's a pleasure.
You're a pro climber.
I wish. I'd say what I loved is after the semi-final, the route setters left up the semi-final boulder problems for everyone to try for a good hour after it had finished. I love that vibe, because when you're watching as an audience member, all you want to be doing is thinking, can I have a go at that? What if I did this? And having that opportunity, I think, was really special. Yeah,
they knew that there's a lot of climbers that will come watch, and a lot of kids. And I mean, what a thing for a 10-year-old kid to try a boulder problem that one of these heroes tried. I mean, Alexei Rubtsov topped it. He wanted to try it as well, and he had this opportunity. And this is one of the things that I think pushing the sport forward, because this 10-year-old kid in a couple of years will be, in a World Cup final, hopefully.
Yeah, and they've certainly got the potential out here. 17 seconds to go. Ram matches again. This is where he struggled, though, this next move with the right hand.
You can see how tired he is.
Yeah, it's a power thing, isn't it, at that point? Gave it everything, though.
Great effort by Ram Levin. Hopefully, Nama will get a little bit better.
I love this floor is the lava thing. So she's got no time left. If she falls, that's it. Nama on her last attempt creeps down to the jib.
Yep.
Feet flat on those volumes. Brand new, remember, to the athletes.
Nice.
Good move from her.
Come on, she's got the zone.
Right, now needs to calm that heart rate down. She's close.
But it's not over till it's over.
There's more horrible slab climbing. She goes into the screw, and again, she's just crimping a mono, basically, but not even a proper mono. But this is good from her. She's going to touch the last hole, whatever.
Come on.
Oh, one hand in.
Come on.
Squeezes with that heel. Oh, that's not going to be long enough, though. Oh, how close is that?
That was so close. I don't want to say if it was a top or not top. It's up to the judges.
I don't think it was enough. There was a very quick... In my head, I was going 1, 2, 3. I know it's not 3 seconds, but control, was she in control? We'll have to see. We'll keep an eye on the scores. Perhaps. In fact, I think everyone's waiting for the scores to come through.
Yep.
I think he's asking the audience if they'd give it, and I have a feeling it's a yes from them.
I think the audience is a little bit biased in this case.
Perhaps a little, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Alex is giving his opinion. I think he's probably biased too.
Actually, as I know, Alex he's a really, really You know?
If that was a World Cup, I'd say no.
Yeah.
I don't think it was long enough. She had a finger on it. If I was climbing in a local gym, I would claim that. I'd tick it, I'd move on, I'd never touch it again. But for a competition, I'm not sure.
Yeah, in a climbing gym, one hand is enough.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, sometimes halfway is enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have done it. Just didn't. So we'll wait for that score to be updated. Keep you guys updated at home. Hello, if you're joining us. Where have you been? What competition we're having here? Golden Holds 2022, and we're more than halfway through now. Alexei Rubtsov out in front, as is Jessie Pilz for the women. That's the situation. Mia Krampel now pulls on. Stood up, gets the right foot on nothing. There's really very little to be had on that slab. Sergei.
Now we have
using
Sergei.
the RAM method.
He is using Ram's method, and I think he is a strong dude. That's for sure.
Oh. That campus just looks insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to go back. I don't remember how Alexei did it. It happened so long ago.
Yeah, but he just pulled it through.
Did he just campus his way through it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe he used his feet. I'm not sure already.
Yeah, I think we didn't have the best angle on it. Anyway, he did it regardless. So Mia needs a top here to stay in touch. Got one on the first boulder. Didn't manage that second one. Came close, though. Boulder number 3, it's going to be odd for them because they've just spent ages launching themselves sideways, not getting a hold, and suddenly it's a whole totally different style of climbing.
Yep, I think that's the part of this great route setting that really every boulder problem, every route, it has its own defined style, and we can see that people didn't do the first slab, did the second one, and now they're struggling on this one. So it's really a cool mix of styles, and I think that's what like a good competition style should be, because in the last I think couple of years we have like the switch between old school style and something that just showy with big moves.
Yeah, that parkour style running, isn't it? Well, so Sergei brushes the holds here. Mia gets stood up. Yeah, you're right. It's a bit of a cross, this competition. Old school and new school kind of together.
Yeah, I think it should be a mix. It definitely shouldn't be only jumping around because, I mean, it's cool and it's part of climbing, but it's not all of the climbing. There's so much things in climbing. And
Mia came close there to topping out. So Sergei has a long look up. He's got a minute 20. Sergei took feet first to a new level then. He was using the sides of his feet to press into that dish-like hold. It
was a weird usage of his climbing shoes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we have now rubber all around 360 around the shoes, so you can use any part of it.
It's true. And it looked like it took a lot of core to do that kind of a move. He's changing it slightly now, pressing in, looking for the knee bar. There is a potential knee bar in that. Wow. Certainly a knee scrub. Ooh. And this is the problem with those full body movements. By the end of it, you are tired.
You are tired.
And it looks like he is.
You have to really calculate how many tries you can do. I think usually it's up to 5, 6, 7 tries at most. Unless it's a jump, then you can go. I don't remember what's the highest number of tries on the boulder problem in an IFC
No, I have
event.
no idea. No.
But I think I saw like 20 something plus in qualification rounds.
Whenever I've seen 10 in a final. Whenever it gets to that number, it's a lot of attempts at that point. But he's going. He's got 10 seconds left. Which method will he choose? He's got so many now. I think he's just going to go for the straight snatch and drop that foot and go for it. Oh, he's not. He's going back to the side foot method.
Yeah, it's kind of toe hook, bad hang style move.
We'll
now it's switching to a heel hook.
I was going for a fig 4 at one point there, I think. Well, he's off and done. Mia Krampel came close. This is the death or glory moment for her. Yeah. Stands up, slowly does it.
It's all about trusting the shoes.
No, and we noticed during the last World Cup she wears different shoes on different feet here. I still haven't asked her why.
Oh, now we saw her falling, and what Naama Yochai, the previous competitor, did, she put a heel hook on the left volume just to get your body a little bit more inside the angle of the slab.
Have you got an update on her score yet?
Yeah, let's see.
We're
let's
having a
check it
little
out.
look here. I think no. The crowd thought yes.
No, Nama. We went with the rules.
With the rules.
With the rules.
How disappointing.
No, yeah.
We should have an audience vote, I think, in these situations. Just give it to them. Well, Ayala is on for the women and then Nikolai for the men. Now, Nikolai, this is a boulder he might enjoy, this thuggy style. He's very strong, very physical. Gets beautiful work from her there.
Yeah,
Brings
let's see how
the hand
Nama's doing. And, yeah, Nama did the first boulder problem. She flashed it. Then she couldn't do the zone on the second, and now it's on the slab. Yeah. Nikolai's trying to figure out what to do.
Hang on, am I going mad? That's Ayala out, right?
Ayala.
Not Nama.
No.
All right, okay.
Now it's Ayala.
Okay. I thought you said the wrong name. I thought maybe I heard you wrong. Right, she gets stood up on the slab now, working her feet up. Nikolai has a look up at the clock as well. Trying to work
Okay,
out.
so she's got the zone in her first attempt, and Noah Shiran was the only one as well who did it on a flash go, and still we didn't have any tops. Nama was really, really close on her last try, and let's see if Ayala can pull it off.
Yeah, she was thinking about that right foot. She's got it on the left side of the volume. She looked down at the right and pings off it.
Okay. Nikolai is working his way through the sloper to the campus moves. I think it's not only about the campusing straight up, but you need to rotate your body clockwise a little bit to get the right body position to hold this right hand sloper as well. Because you could see Nikolai is trying, holding it for a split second, and then just sliding off.
Yeah, he looked closer on that go from a few of them we've seen, but the problem is, as we've seen, everyone starts getting burnt out the more that campus method is used. And then, of course, if you've tried the campus method, you don't really know how to use the feet differently on it when you're tired. So it's one of those boulders.
Yeah, and I think an interesting thing as well is the numbering of the boulder problems, that if this boulder problem was first and maybe the other one was second, how was it? Because obviously after two boulder problems, they feel a bit more tired, so it's a little bit harder to just do pure power moves. And for the girls as well, you're a little bit tired, you're sweating already. I usually like the third boulder problem, close. But she still have 1 minute left. Just need to fine-tune the last move to match the last hold.
Yeah, Nikolai tried to cheat the beat to try to find that foot on the right. There's not a lot to it, and it is slippery, so he was just pushing through it. I wanted just to get a little bit of drive off that right foot to go upwards. Didn't manage it. It's too stretched out, I think. You can't really push on it.
No, you can't really push on it, but maybe it's just a little bit extra. Sometimes it's not even about the hold, it's just for the right body positioning you put it there. And sometimes it's just this little extra juice you need to do it.
Love watching his toe hooks. Different.
Oh,
The
wow.
left hand drops back down, looks back to the starting hold. I see. Pressing. I mean, surely not, Nikolai. Surely not. Will that have given him enough, though? He's got 19 seconds. One more go.
One more go.
Maybe he's thinking that's the way. Ayala as well has this last opportunity. Needs to get the feet, goes for the heel.
Oh, she goes for the heel just for a little bit extra.
Right, we know this method might work. Pressing the side of her foot, really. There's not really an edge even to stand on here. One hand on. She's got the screw hold on. Two hands on, and that's going to be a top. She really made sure of that.
That's a top.
That is definitely a top.
And you could see how nervous she was. She's just, wow. Okay, Nikolai is trying something that we didn't see before.
And it didn't work, but I'm glad he tried it.
Yeah, it was a cool move.
Wow.
Okay, now we have the results on our screen.
So Jessie Pilt's still in the top spot because of those two tops, but Ayala just put the game to her. And now she moves up to the top of the leaderboard because of those two, but Jessie's yet to come, and all Jessie needs is a zone to jump back up again.
Now we have the main results right there with Alexei Rubtsov on the first place with 3 tops. And
Yeah, really leading the way. His to lose at this moment coming into that 4th boulder.
yeah. So Geva Levin is second with 1 top and 2 zones. And Nikolai Uznik with 1 top and 2 zones as well in 3rd place. Sergei is 4th. Sorry. Anze is now on the wall, ranked 5th, and Ram is 6th with 3 zones. So Anze couldn't do the first boulder problem at all, didn't get the zone. Flashed the second one, and now he's looking really strong on this one.
Sets himself up for the big jump. Matches.
And he just he just showed us how the game can flip, you know?
He's just said, look, I don't like slabs. Don't give me any more of those. Just give me the power ones, and he gets it done. Jessie as well is going well here.
Yeah, Jessie already got the zone on her first go, on her flash
Fingertips
try.
into the screw hole again. Will she use the heel? That seems... she doesn't need it. She's got the power, but that right foot, watch that right foot like a hawk, because that's what might pop. Now tries to bring the heel in. The toe, anything, leg, knee, face. Shove it on. But that's enough to get Jessie back up to the top of the leaderboard.
Anze just went to the 2nd place with this flash, which was quite cool.
That was very cool, wasn't it? No problems from him. I'd love that moment as an athlete when you walk back in and you kind of look at your competitors and you're like, what was the problem? It was easy.
Yeah, it was
easy.
easy.
First go.
Why did you do that?
Which I'm sure he doesn't do, but I think I might a little bit. So Jessie came close. She wanted to bring that left heel up, but was in a slightly weird position to do so. Maybe she'll adjust now.
Yeah, I think she's looking right now and trying to visualize how she will do the top. You know, because she went perfectly to that point, and she just couldn't find the right body position with her left foot to get the top hold with both her hands. And now we'll hopefully see a successful go.
Right, so here goes Jessie. If she can get this, it's 3 out of 3 for the Austrian athlete. Using those holds, they're quite pronounced on those volumes. They're quite big.
Yep.
Now gets stood up. She's literally trusting nothing. I cannot tell you how hard this slab is.
Yeah, that's part of her. You know, she's been competing for quite a while, and she has tons of experience, and she knows to trust her feet and her body. And yeah,
2 of our women are actually Olympic athletes with Mia and Jessie. So, you know,
true.
They're used to competing on the biggest of stages.
I almost forgot we're Olympic sport.
I know, right? Yeah. 2024 coming up soon. And Japan is our next IFSC comp where we get to see the combined format again.
With different rules.
Slightly different rules, yeah. Tweaked from Munich, which is good. And just to big up the IFSC for a second.
Tweaked it.
Yeah, they've tweaked it with... I'm not going to go into the details on it, not the time. But they are listening and they are tweaking it. So go and watch that one as well, because it's going to be a good one. So Jessie, look at that thumb and finger into the screw holes. Yep. Into the zone hold. She's already been awarded that.
I'm not sure if the setters wanted them to use the holes in the hold, but I mean, that's part of the game and they should have been anticipating that. There's not too many tricks you can block them, but there are still a couple of things you can do to block those little holes.
I watched the testers using them, so they know it was
there.
Okay,
they use them.
Well, they were trying them anyway. So Jessie's got one last try at this. Will she want to? I think she will, yeah. So she goes and pulls on 6-5. Well, she's got to time this quite well. All right, she is up. So she's got one last opportunity. How tired are those legs going to be feeling, though, at this stage? In with that claw-type hold on the wall in those holes. And that hurts the ends of the fingers as well, especially when your skin is thin. They're not smooth, they're quite sharp.
They are sharp and the holes are brand new. Everything is brand new. So much friction. Oh, come on.
Oh, she's monoing that. Get her on action direct immediately. Squatting on that leg, you could just see there wasn't the power in that leg anymore.
Yeah. So,
all right, we're going to have a little bit of a break in a minute and watch some of the replays from the action. Have a look at the leaderboard. And that is Jessie Pilt still on top spot with 2 tops and a zone there. Ayala Karem
Yep.
Second, two tops on her way through, and then we have our final athletes out. So Jesse Piltz leading the way, and then Alexei Rubtsov for the men. And here he is, looking very relaxed on the stage. He gets ready for what could be a victory run for him. Nasty crimps, though, and a jump start.
Yep, it's kind of a jump start. Oh, wow, into a 360 move.
Straight away rotating through, out to the left. And then presses through. Alexei making this look very easy. It's not, trust me. Let's stick with him, because this could be 4 out of 4 for him. And another flash. Bumps the left toe. Perfect beater from him at the moment. Exactly like the route setters intended.
Exactly. And we can see the golden hold.
Oh,
nice.
Well, I think that has given Alexei the win. 4 out of 4. No one can catch him now.
4 out of 4. We already have a winner for the man. But still, we want to see all the other guys belling the way through it.
Absolutely. Well, second and third place up for grabs as well. So Alexei gets it done. Takes a moment to shake hands with the audience.
And I think a cool thing that the route setters did, Nimod and Yarden, they said it's an identical wall. It's like a twin kind of thing on the wall, symmetrical. And they try to do kind of the same style of route for the women and for the men, just in the center of the climbing gym. Oh, wow, a figure 4.
Oh, she's going for it, wasn't she? Now, there's 2 crimps on the right of this volume, so she needs to get a hand on the other one. And the problem is she hasn't given herself a lot of opportunity to bump it around there.
Yeah, they're a little bit blocked, so it'll be a little bit harder to get them. But an amazing effort of doing a figure 4 for a 14-year-old. I didn't know they remember those kind of moves.
No. Well, it's quite, if we talk about old school, new school, that's something that we're seeing more and more often in recent years. I remember when that happened maybe once a season and it usually didn't work. Now it's actually being built into boulders and routes.
Yeah. Now there's a big transition of the new school bouldering into the route setting for lead climbing, and I think it's really interesting to watch. And
so
come on.
This is the move she's struggling on. She's got to flick that right hand all the way from the good pocket to the bad crimp. And it is a good pocket, that one.
It is a good pocket. Still, you have to do almost a one-hand pull-up on it, so it's not that easy. And 2 bad crimps, then into 2 slopes, and then a final big move to the golden hold.
Yeah, and I think this women's boulder gets harder as they go up it, because the last couple of moves, I watched a lot of very strong male route setters drop earlier on this afternoon. It's slopey, it's not good, and it's a lot of power required.
Come on, Alma.
So Alma into the pocket. Tries to bury the fingers in here, swings through, but this is the move she's been struggling with, this flick of the right hand. Better. Blocked holds like that, I mean, they've done it deliberately. A, so you can't stand on it, but B, because that blind flick, it makes it so much harder.
Yep, that's one of the tricks route setters do, just block hold, so you won't be able to stand on them, and just do a little bit harder, so you just won't throw your hand into it, and you have to be really precise and crimp it the right way. What adds a little bit more difficulty, but I think most of it is mentally. The thought that you need to be more precise and you can just throw your hand at something makes it just a little bit more tricky.
Now, going feet first. Now, there is a jib, and she's got that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's the 10 beta, but it works, and it looks super cool.
It really does. Now she's
fig 4. Now into a figure 4.
And it works.
Okay.
I want her to get this. Oh, she hasn't, though. That was really, really good thinking. And she can show thinking outside of the box.
Yeah, Jesus showed that, she's not only a talented climber, and she's a smart climber as well. Because figuring out this beta, it was a complex beta to do. And again, first time in a final in an international event. She's only 14. She didn't compete in the World Cups yet. I think she went to Youth Cups. Obviously, she couldn't compete in the adult ones.
Because I was waiting for her to drop the feet down at this moment, which she does there, but then straight into that fig 4.
Yep. Oh. Okay, now we have Noah Shiran and Geva Levin. Noah's ready into it. Just campusing up
Well, look, so often it's happened in this comp. Alexei Rubtsov leads the way, and we don't realize how hard these boulders are until someone else has a go.
Yeah, only people who know how strong is Alexei Rubtsov wouldn't be surprised.
He's a machine. I mean, he owns his own gym in Russia, doesn't he? So
he has his own gym in Russia. He had, was it 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, when he had a biceps torn and he was injured, and a couple months after it, he was already in Seoul in France working on biography or something. I mean, this guy's a machine.
Yeah, he really is. Looks quite scary, but nice when you talk to him as well.
Super nice, super relaxed. He's just got this, when you don't know him,
yeah,
it's scary.
It's quite
vibe.
intimidating. Yeah, I certainly was nervous first time.
Well, he's a strong, big guy.
Yeah. Right, well, Noah is going to work out the beater. Of course, remember, the athletes haven't seen the others compete, so she won't know about that sort of foot up to the nubbin and fig four possibility.
Yep.
Certainly, I wouldn't have even considered that as a possibility before I saw it.
No, but sometimes you get on the boulder problem, and just the way, the direction of the hold in your body, you're like, oh, I can put my feet right there, and it makes sense. But before you don't even think about it.
Well, Geva's
we can
now
see her left toe hook there. Oh, she tried to do like a match switch move on this pocket.
Yeah, it would be way easier if she could work out a way. I mean, she tried to match it originally, because if she can get the left hand in there, it makes the next move far easier. Yeah. But obviously the route setters would have thought about this and made it quite difficult for her to do that.
And sometimes the route setters, they know there's a different way or more than one way to do it. And as long as it's not easier than all the ways are the same difficulty, they just don't care, because if it's the same difficulty, anyone can do it his own way, and I think it's even cooler.
Yeah, she tried to jump that left hand in. Geva on the left got underway, and the feet are very bad to start off with. That left foot especially, you can't do anything with it. It's just a touchpad, really, in order to get the correct position. The right, there's a little bit of something there, but you can just push off, but you can't stand on it. It's not an edge.
Geva is having difficult time. Okay, he's got it. He's got it. It's just kind of campus moves. Yes, nice. Come on, Geva.
This time. Spins round.
Yep.
Off the wagon styly.
Off the wagon. That's a classic boulder.
It's the best. Right, now he needs to flick this heel into a toe in order to make the next move. And there's a jib down low, so he can do that.
Oh, nice. Now it's all about bumping his right hand and pressing it down. Those yellow volumes. His left hand, we can't really see it from here, but his left hand is super hard. Crimp. Oh.
And it was there a long time as well, so he's going to be getting tired, locking off that position.
And it's the final boulder problem of the whole competition. They had 5 boulder problems in the qualis yesterday, and then they had semis today, 4 hard boulder problems. Now we're on the last boulder problem of this such a cool event. And
Never
again,
ends.
for those who are joining us, this is the Golden Hold Comp in memory of Ronnie Kaz, father, Israel Kaz. This dedicated to him, this amazing event. We didn't have an international event in Israel for a while now. Super great vibes, lots of energy. Come on, Noah.
Yeah, Noah goes back to
come on, she got it.
Traditional method with that spin. Look at that. Almost held that left hand for a moment. So Noah will say goodbye to us here this evening, her final boulder. And same with Geva as well. Good performance from him, not enough to get up to the top spot. Alexei Rubtsov taking victory already here this evening, wrapping things up.
Yeah, and you can see, although you can't feel the vibe through the screen, but you can see that all the climbers that coming down from the boulder problems, even though they didn't do them, they're still smiling. They still had a great time. Hopefully, this is just the start of a really long tradition, of the Golden Hold Comp.
Oh, I know they can feel the vibes. Trust me. How could you not? What a great evening of climbing we're having here. Coming up to 8:50 here in Tel Aviv in the evening. Hope you're enjoying watching this comp. So, this difficult start, Ram needs to jump start into the beginning hold, that left, which is way above his head, and then just touch the feet.
And Mayo High now is starting to spin on the 360 move on the last boulder problem for the women. We already had top by Alexei Rubtsov on the men's. No one did anything spectacular on the women, but hopefully we'll see it now.
It's fascinating, this move that she's doing, because we get that massive leap of Boulder 2, which, you know, is hard in its own right, and yet this little bump move, equally difficult because of the precision required.
Exactly.
It looks almost nothing out there, but it's full on. So Ram jumping up again. Interestingly, they actually changed that first right hold and made it worse in the last couple of minutes of route setting.
I think it was, exactly 10 minutes before the round.
It was like...
Alex Kazanov, my brother, Nimrod, and Yarden looked at it and should we make it easier, harder? I don't remember which one. I think Alex just put this hold, the specific hold on his right hand. It's like, no, this will be perfect. It looks quite close to be perfect.
But tough.
Well,
she went for the fig 4, kind of dropped it down. Now goes for another fig 4 to get up. Look at this, brilliant stuff. Now wants to get the thumb involved on that nubbin, that jib. Which she does. Uncrosses the figure 4, and this is as far as anyone's got so far.
Yep. Actually, we already had Alma got her on her 6th try, a zone. Noah Shiran got the zone on her 5th try. And Naama Yochai now got it as well.
Ram trying to find the heel, can't get it. Looks back at the first hold and drops back down to it.
Oh, interesting method.
It's going the wrong way.
But
now he's got the heel on, so that was smart. It's a better body position.
But now he's just a little bit stuck.
Yeah, really low as well. I think he might have to rethink that.
Yeah. Naama's looking tired.
Yeah, she's going to milk this rest here. Minute 40, lots of time. That kid, by the way, do you know the name of that kid with the white shirt? Because he was not only a judge earlier on, he's now a brusher. He's done everything, and he competed. And he had a session with me earlier on, so he's... if anyone tells me that name of that kid, that'd be awesome. Naama shaking out that right hand, obviously trying to get rid of the pump. Looks up at the clock. Audience dropping into silence here a little bit. Photographers surrounding the climbers, trying to get the shot of the evening. Tricky for them as well with these lights, but I bet we'll see some dramatic photos out of this event.
For sure.
And by the way, if you want to see some of the action, if you look on my YouTube channel or my Instagram, and then later Golden Holes, I was filming during the qualies, so there's a bunch of content that is coming, and some of it's out there already if you want to watch some of that.
Yanai. His name is Yanai.
There we go, Yanai. Awesome, awesome dude. But Naama much better with this fig 4 coming up, using the thumb. Looking tired, as you said.
Yeah. Ram as well. It is.
Oh, she's really looking tired. She needs a burger or a beer.
Yeah. It's a little bit risky to put the most physical bowler at the end of the round. But as we saw, Alexei flashed it.
Yeah, I don't think Alexei has looked tired at any point during this finals.
No, I think he ate a lot of shawarma and falafel, and he's got his Middle Eastern diet on, got his game on.
All right, one more. Will she get the fig 4 in again? No, but goes up. I don't think you need that fig 4, as good as it looks.
It looks good. It's just, it could save you a little bit of energy instead of campusing, but usually you get more pound because it takes a little bit more time.
It burns my biceps out when I do it.
So it really depends if you're more endurance climber or a more explosive power climber. It depends on your style. Yeah.
Well, she will return to the ISO area.
Yeah.
And then come and watch, I would imagine, as Mia Krampel works her way through our audience. Try not to step on anyone, and Sergey as well.
Okay, I think Sergey will be okay with those kind of moves.
Yeah, Mia hasn't had a top for a while. She really wants to get back in the action here.
Yep.
Sergey has a long look up. Let's see. We'll know pretty quickly how he's feeling, I think. Misses it that time. It's one of those moves that it's hard to describe how difficult it is. It's a blocker, it's thin, and your right hand is awful. Remember, they made it worse. So Mia gets the right, rotates through with the left hand. Now needs this flick. That's way more powerful than it looks, and then drops in. Good work from Mia Krampel.
Yep. Okay, she's going for the figure 4 as well. She's chalking as well.
Give that woman an ice axe immediately. Right, up she goes. And now I think we're going to see the top of this. And this actually is where it gets really hard. Big heel up to a slopey volume. It's not great, that right hand.
No, her right hand is really bad. It's really friction dependent. Those wooden cheetah boomerangs, first of all, they're amazingly good looking. I mean, if I had one of those in my living room as an art piece, I think it would go.
Well, when you're a root set, you can steal one from the wall, surely.
Yeah, it's just expensive. They're always looking for them. But yeah, she has 2 moves now on friction dependent hold.
She looks so in control. I mean, she chalked up every single move to be precise. She wanted the flash on that.
Yep. And now we can see Sergey as well, just behind her, compassing his way through with his fingers.
And he's turned on the power, rocks up on the heel. Now needs to start palming that. Doesn't bother, just goes straight up for the wrap.
No bumping, just goes straight to the sweet spot.
But this is a big pop for him. Onto the golden hold with the left hand, holds the swing, and we're going to see another top.
Such a cool move.
Great work from Sergey. That would have bumped him up the leaderboard as well.
Yeah, we'll see the score just in a little bit.
Awesome work from Sergey. So Mia will be left with 2 minutes. And you called it, man. You said he would have no problem with that. And the top half of that route, he made look like child's play. It was 6A to him. Right, so Mia, again, she made this sequence look good, but it is more powerful than she made it seem. Fingertips on, drops into the pocket, goes for the fig 4. This is where she chalked up before. Will she again? No, she doesn't this time.
No.
And unwraps the fig 4, starts to go left, but the slopers on the cheetah holds, that's where she came unstuck.
Okay, she's choking just a little bit right now, just to have a little bit more choke for the slopers, which is really smart because they have a great friction, and you can see she's crimping on those sides. Which, if you climbed on those holds, you know that on some of them, just the size of a little bit of crimp in them.
There you go, so it's knowing a hold. Matches it.
Yep.
Right, she's one away. Golden hold.
And she's got the golden hold.
Yes. Mia Krampel back, topping out boulders on her final climb of the evening. Yes, I'm so glad we saw a golden hold for both sets of athletes.
Yeah. So all the boulder problems were topped by someone, not necessarily the same people, but except Alexei.
It's good setting. It's really good setting. Mia has a chat there with one of the representatives from the Israeli Federation in the background. He's been helping me out through the last couple of days, so thank you, sir. Right, we are nearing the end of our comp now. It's going to be so sad to see it go.
Yeah, but, all good things have an end.
That's very true.
Now we can see a replay of Mia's top. Yeah, easy.
Yeah, flick those legs backwards, tops out, and a smile and a wave. So great work. Right, Ella out next.
Yeah, so Sergey now with the men. Sergey is second, Anze third. Anze actually needs to get the top, or at least, we'll see.
Yeah, and Nikolai outside of the top 3. Rotating through, though. He'll want to end on a high here. Oh, that's strong. Ella as well looks straight up.
Ella is making it look easy. The first part. Okay, she's progressing.
Oh, look, she's cruising these moves. Finds the same spot as Mia did.
The same spot.
Will she match, though, or go for the big jump? She goes up. I think that was the key for Mia, that match.
Yeah, the little match, then get your feet right, and then go to the slope.
Nikolai's palming and then slip down. That would have cost him some skin. Not what she cares at this point in proceedings, but it still would have hurt a bit. Ayala comes over with the brush. She takes over. Fair play.
Yeah, it's a mental thing. Obviously, anyone can brush it in the right spot. But sometimes just holding the brush and brushing it by yourself make it feel a little bit better for yourself.
So she has some deep breaths. 2.5 minutes to go. Nikolai came close. In fact, he was one palm bump away from doing that boulder. Right, Ella is back. She's another one who makes these first moves look so easy.
Yeah.
You can see, again, the ones who've been on the World Cup seen a little bit more, just read moves like that better.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of became a classic move, this 360 rotation. Yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
she just missed the sweet spot on this cheetah volume.
Yeah, and the more people touching it, the worse it's going to get. And there is, according to Leon next to me, there is a sweet spot on it. I don't actually believe him. I haven't seen it myself. It just looked all terrible for me.
No, there's a couple of them.
A little bump, right?
Just a little something.
Okay. Nikolai looks like he's burning out a little bit here. There is the young man I was chatting about earlier.
Yeah.
He's done everything at this competition. He's going to sleep well tonight, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
This is the first time she went for the big move. There's a lot of power you have to drive off that sloper.
Yep. Definitely not an easy move to pull in the end of the competition. But sometimes it all comes to that, you know, to do this one big move in the last boulder problem to get you the podium, to get you the medal. Manayala.
So she spins again. Yeah, you're right. A very classic move, that. No,
and it's cool, you know.
Whenever you face the audience, it's definitely a dramatic moment, isn't it? Right, will she match or will she go for this drive again? Looks like the right hand's sticking a bit better. She's driving off the pocket. Problem with that pocket is it's kind of in-cut as well, so you almost get stuck into it.
It is. It's really hard to generate the right momentum from the foot.
And
right
and slippery on top, so you can't stand on top of it.
So still an amazing performance by all the athletes here in the Golden Hold Comp in memory of Israel Kaz here in Isaac Climbing Gym in Tel Aviv. We're so happy to have you here, guys. I mean, really, such a cool experience to have World Cup athletes and World Cup commentators coming to Tel Aviv.
Hey, mate, I was saying to you, I mean, you could do this for a living. Come and join me at a World Cup, please.
Well, do you think they're paying better than an orthopedic surgeon?
I doubt it somehow.
Yeah.
If you ever need any commentating for orthopedic surgery, let me know, all right?
Okay.
Right, so rocking up on the heel this time.
Yes, nice. Come on, Ayala.
Will she find the match? She's got the heel in, which is different.
No.
And Nikolai just not get both of them on the ground.
Both of them are just exhausted.
That is it, done. Well, that is the definition of leaving it all on the wall. Both have nothing left to give.
Yeah.
Wonderful to see. They can now enjoy the after party, which I've been told is going to be quite legendary. I didn't obviously go to the one last year, yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see, yeah.
We'll see.
They've certainly got something planned. Well, looking at the results, and Jessie Pilt still leading the way. And Mia Krampel, in fact, Jessie, I don't think can actually be beaten at this point. So Mia Krampel, and then we just watched her in. And then for the men, Alexei Rubtsov, he walked away with the victory here tonight. 4 tops. Look at that performance.
Yeah,
Flash on the last boulder.
Yeah, so 2 less climbers for such a cool event here in Tel Aviv, in Israel. We'll see Jessie now. Both of them doing 360 moves.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Mirroring each other. Now, Anje has been on form in his last couple of boulders. He's still looking strong. He's got the wrapping. He's done all the hard bits of this boulder.
Oh, come on.
Watch his left hand, though. It stays in that position for a long time. Jessie powering upwards.
He's trying to get his upper body part a little bit higher because he's a tall dude. And he's got stuck a little bit now in this box that he created for himself.
Jessie's gone right for the middle of that boomerang. Yep. Hasn't found the sweet spot, as you said, and doesn't make the jump. I'm so pleased you told me about that, because I see those cheetah holds hanging around on the circuit and at events, and now you've given me the knowledge, so thank you so much.
Yeah, there's some of them have a real just because they're going slopey in the middle, and then they get a little bit better on the sides. So this transition point, they have a sweet spot.
I love it how you guys know these holes so intimately, every ripple on them. Well, close from both athletes, but no send. Jessie's looking in such good shape. I haven't seen her in this level of form for quite a while. Just flowing up the wall. I think she's probably enjoying this sort of close-knit atmosphere as well.
Yeah, we can see now how packed the gym is, and we see all the people there and their energy. I mean, in the World Cups, we have some isolation between the crowd here it's just a mixture of everyone with everyone, and I think it makes it a little bit more intimate, and more cool, and have this home kind of vibe. And yeah, Israel is not big, so even though we have big gyms, but Israel is small, and this is quite a big event for us.
Right, Jessie is up. How will she do it this time? I think she might look to get a heel. Oh, we can see that burnout. Just gets fingertips on the left. Anze. It's this position he just gets stuck in, doesn't he? He wants to launch for the top. You can see him thinking about it.
He's
not that far off.
Oh, here you see she's got a sweet spot on this hold.
That's it. The cheetah cheat spot.
The cheetah cheat.
Got toes on that hold. Mia Krampel, it makes you realize how powerful that was from her as well.
Yeah.
But the match, she's the only one to have done the match. So maybe that's the beater.
Yeah, we saw how easily Mia did this boulder problem, but she couldn't do the second boulder problem with the jump, and Jessie Pills did the jump in 3 tries, and now she's struggling a bit on this one. So great route setting by Nimrod and Yarden.
Jessie Pilz is leading the way, and she's going to take victory here tonight. And Alexi, of course, already has taken victory. So sit back and relax and watch this last 30 seconds with the plus time, of course, of climbing. Both of them waiting probably to the very last second here for one last go. I don't think either of them have really got the power for more. Jessie uses this opportunity to make another brush.
Yeah, just a little bit extra brushing for just a little bit friction. We'll see how Anze is doing on this one, because he's got...
Oh, okay, well, he will have another opportunity. Runs back. Jessie, though, won't, I don't think. So he won't have time. So this really starts to count.
She's going, yeah.
Right,
going for it.
This is it. The clock has run out. Anze is done. His comp finished. Jessie's still on the wall.
Yeah.
We want to see one more golden hold, Jessie. Come on, do it for us.
Yeah, come on.
There's an extra thumb. Now she finds it. Wraps the heel up, needs to rock up on that heel into the sloper, but look at the power.
You can see how tired she is from just pulling on her left hand, goes for the sweet spot.
But that ability to keep on pushing through when you're that tired, incredible. She's going to go for the jump, gets a fingertip on it. Well, we're not going to see a final golden hold, but we have got our winner, and it's Jessie Pilz, and it is Alexei Rubtsov. No one wants to leave any. So Jessie Pilz, Sayela Kerem, and Mia Krampel. And then for the men, Alexei Rubtsov, he takes victory. 4 tops. Anze Bach next, and Sergei Zensky in 3rd place. For the podium, just in time. And Mia Krampel with the last-minute explosion on that final boulder. She takes 3rd place. Big old check, which is good to see.
The guy here is Ronnie Kaz, one of the philanthropists who made everything happen. And this competition is in memory of his past fighter, Israel Kaz. Yeah. Without him, actually, nothing of this would happen. So he helped a lot, and really big applause to this guy. And yeah, so Mia just won 1,000 new Israeli shekels. And I let you guys do the calculation how shekel is strong comparing to the euro, comparing to the pound, comparing to the dollar.
It's pretty good on the euro at the moment. Yeah. I know that from my credit card bills.
Yep.
Right, well, there she is, the hometown hero,
silver medal. Ayala Kerem.
How proud are you of that lady right now?
Yeah, super proud. Such an amazing performance.
Well, more shekels for her.
20,500 shekels.
Yep.
Many shekels. And that rather attractive silver trophy there. Forget the medals, we just want pure trophies. I like this.
Austria.
And finally, Jessie Pilz. Well, she was in good form for the last couple of days. She looked, well, just dominant in the finals.
Yeah, amazing performance by Jessie Pilz. She looked super strong on all of the styles of the boulder problems. She was the only one who did the jump around the corner, and she looked super solid on the last 2 boulders as well.
So great from her. Well-deserved gold medal on the golden hold comp. Jack's trophies held up. fantastic performances from all of our athletes, not just the podium finishers. Everyone putting in good performances here tonight. On our photographers jumping underneath there, Hillary. You can go and follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, this is Nimrod Marcus, one of the organizers who talked a little bit.
Yeah, and apparently
champagne?
Nimrod's interview wasn't caught, which is a real shame because we did chat to him earlier. But that is, one of the main route setters, and he's really had so much to do with the organisation of this event.
Okay, they're gonna pop the champagne on the brand new mattress in this gym.
Now, the reason they're doing this is there's a stack of glasses set up in the middle of the gym that has been artfully arranged. And this is one of those moments for TV where I hope it works. I do.
Yeah.
But also, if it doesn't, it would also make great TV. So we're going to see which way.
So the story behind this champagne thing is...
it worked.
Yeah, Nimrod is going to be the head setter in this climbing gym. His girlfriend, Yarden, her mom, that's her thing doing in the parties.
That is some aggressive pouring there from Jesse Piltz.
So this is the champagne pyramid tower.
Well, it filters its way down, doesn't it? It looks like it's pretty much worked-ish.
It works.
Yeah, needs to maybe a top up around the sides. Now, whoever's got the first glass, they're sorted anyway.
Yeah.
You're down the bottom, maybe less so. Well, there we go. 3 bottles of the bubbly is poured in. It didn't go wrong, which is good. It's good. It's better that way.
Actually, it looks cool.
It does look very cool. I've never seen a comp finish like that. Golden holds, golden bottles, golden champagne in the end.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's the start of a tradition.
I wonder which one of the athletes will be drinking. Mia's still pouring it.
Moving on to the men's podium.
And we've got the men's to come as well, so we'll get even more filled up.
More champagne.
Although there's a lot of crowd members. I'm not sure who's going to get a glass of that. I'll have to see. Right, well, that's the women's podium done. I like that podium. That was good. Our next up will be the men. And Alexei Rubtsov, well, dominant again. What a performance from him.
Oh.
Started off strong, finished strong.
Spectacular performance by Alexei Rubtsov. So strong, so solid. All the rounds, all the boulders.
Category Men Pro.
Here we go, our announcer.
And is now Sergey. Third place.
Sergey's performance on that last boulder was really impressive. That wrap around. Well, shekels for that man.
Sergey, you're getting a box of James beer and a check of 1,000 shekels.
He gets beer as well? Oh, yeah, I've been drinking this beer.
Yeah, James beer, Israeli beer.
Good beer.
Yeah, it's
really, really good beer. I think I've talked more about beer and champagne in the last 5 minutes than on any live stream ever. Well, Andrzej takes the second place.
Andrzej, you also
really good from him. Travelling with Mia, of course. Team Slovenia, always representing as a team, it seems.
Yep.
Such a unit, those guys.
500 shekels.
So he gets his beer, his check, his trophy, and finally Jesse Piltz. Sorry, not Jesse Piltz, we just saw her. Alexei Rubtsov.
Alexei Rubtsov!
Simply brilliant from that man there. A well-deserved winner here tonight.
Definitely well-deserved.
34, age is nothing, eh?
Age is absolutely nothing. We can see it. We think. And a spectacular performance by him, really. Totally dominated this competition in the final round.
Yeah, it's a good work from him. And now the hardest performance of the night, the pouring. None of the women messed it up. It's all down to the men now.
We'll see how, with this fine motorics, doing. I think it will be a little bit harder for them.
It's true. If they're pumped, they might shake.
Yeah.
That'd be a disaster. Or I'm worried about them firing a champagne cork into the glasses.
I think they'll be fine.
Good grip strength on display there. Or is it actually? They're all being a bit nervous.
It's harder than it looks.
Definitely. Well, we got an explosion. Oh, that nearly came down on the glasses. Right, well, they're filled up once more. That's a lovely tradition. Was that the same last year? Or was it
no, it's a brand new tradition. Hopefully it will last.
You need a champagne sponsor is what you need.
Okay, so...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're on our way to go and hopefully drink some of that champagne for ourselves. I'm Matt Groom. I'm joined by Leon Kazanov here in the commentary box, who has been just brilliant.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for such a great opportunity to commentating. Thank you, guys. And again, everyone is welcome to come and climb in Israel. Great winter destination, great summer destination. Well, summer is more for the beach, but spring and autumn is great as well. So everyone is welcome. We're waiting here for you. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you, everyone. That's the end of Golden Holds 2022. Go and check out all the extra content. Thank you for joining us here this evening, and we will be back next year for more action.